Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Very honored, and I'm very glad to have you on this panel, because you're also experienced and you have worked so hard and diligently over the years to reach this stage, and we would really love to hear from all of you. So I go over to Rasika. Rasika, can you take over?
Yes. So thank you so much, Lalita. So this panel discussion is a part of our IndoVox initiative, and whatever we record in this session, it goes as a part of the newsletter. So this is a wonderful way of getting to know new members, so indirectly we all get introduced to each other. We have your biodatas, of course, but this is like a more personal way of getting to know everybody's work and then discussing certain points which we have in mind, so that those are conveyed to the other members as well. So let us now begin. I would like to introduce Mr. Gopal first. So I have just your biodatas for reference. So if there's anything you would like to add to it, please do so. So Gopal sir is a BE Mechanical, and I understand that he works with Portuguese language. He has a wonderful biodata. I was just going through it, and it is just a variety of things he's handling. So basically, he's into teaching the Portuguese language, and not only that, he has done his MA, sir, right, in Portuguese literature and culture, if I understand correctly.
Yes.
So which is a very rare thing, and it just speaks a lot about, because this thing about trying to specifically do an MA in the Portuguese literature and culture would definitely give you a wonderful insight, a better understanding of the language, because through the culture we understand the language better. And he's also a consultant for Portuguese. And do you also work with English and Hindi, sir? English, Hindi, Portuguese as well, right?
Yeah, English, Hindi, Marathi also.
Yeah, and Marathi also. Yes. So welcome to this panel discussion. And we now move on to Shastri sir. Again, a very versatile person, and the fields that he is handling is just, yeah. One thing I would like to add about Gopal sir, he's a BE Mechanical and he's working with languages, which is a very interesting profile, I think, and we'll understand more about that when Lalita talks to him. So moving on to Shastri sir. Sir, I understand you work with English and Telugu language.
Yeah.
And you are into content writing, translation, proofreading, subtitling, and you are dealing with so many fields like advertisement, pharmaceuticals, medical, mechanical, environment, healthcare, and on and on. I mean, just this discussion would not be enough to do justice
Otherwise,
to your
any of the domains.
profile.
Any of the domains.
Yes. Yes, and he's also into a very interesting field where he is working for the government, right? If I understand correctly.
Yeah.
And he's working on a very confidential project where it's in the field of education.
Yes. For 12
And,
years.
yes, and he's a
I am in
senior
the field.
journalist. And,
Yeah, 35, 40 years journalism.
Yes. So welcome, sir. We are very glad to have you here, and we were really looking forward to listening to you speak.
Thank you. It is my privilege to associate fellow mates like this.
Next, we have Aparna Sinha. Again, a very different field what you are handling. She has started her career with ETV Marathi. She's working with Marathi, Hindi as well. And but currently you are working independently, if I understand correctly, as an independent language professional. Yes. And her main areas of interest are advertisement, movies, documentaries. But of course, she's into translation and proofreading as well, like the usual, if we can say, mundane translations as well. But her areas of interest are more towards the movies and documentary fields. And an interesting thing I found was that you have done text to speech for CDAC, right? In Marathi, yes. So that is a very interesting thing I noticed about your biodata. And so welcome, ma'am. Welcome to this. And then we have Preeti Arbole, who is working with German to English. She had started working with Volkswagen, So, but currently she's working as an independent translator, a freelance translator. So we have good, different areas, people with different areas of interest, from seniors to the junior category, and I'm sure this is going to be a very interesting panel discussion. And thank you, Lalita, for making me part of this. So I was really not sure. I don't know why I thought I would not be a part of it. But when I read their profiles, which you shared, I thought I'm really happy and fortunate to be a part of this.
Of course,
And
yes.
we all have got introduced through emails. I've been writing to all of you all the time. So I'm Rasika Gumaste. I'm now secretary with CITLOB. And I've been in the translation field for the past 20 years, more than 20 years. I've been translating, proofreading. I've done Dutch also. And I'm a Bharatanatyam and Odissi dancer as well. So I've been working with language in different ways as well, like trying to portray certain literary content through dance, etc.
Madam,
and
of the
all
six,
know Lalita. So Lalita needs no introduction. We all know her for a long time. She has been very, very active. She has been the initiator of the group Language Professionals, which we see how good it's really creditable. Lalita, hats off to you. So we have the fourth group now, and she has formed the networking started with Lalita. So she's the one who started this, and I'm really happy to. Because of this, we get connected because we are always working behind the screens on our own. So we hardly get connected with our co-translators, and yeah. So that's all I have to say. You can take over now.
One more thing here. Of all the 6 available, 3 are from German, working for German language.
Yes.
It is very great. Now the 50% line share goes for German translation.
Yes.
Only Telugu one and Marathi are subject to other languages, 1 or 2.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much, Rasika. Yeah. That was really nice. And I will now start asking questions and raising some topics so that we can have a proper discussion. So it's my privilege again to talk to such experts here. So let me begin by asking you that you are all into languages and you have been working in various fields and various areas. So did you take any professional training for this, especially for translation or subtitling?
No, madam, not me.
Okay.
No professional this one, but I am a member of Indian Institute of Translators.
Okay.
A Bengaluru-based all India organization, Indian Institute of Translators. I am a senior member for 15 years.
I see. So you have learned it there?
Yes, I am doing for their work also. So many works like Indian Institute of Translators. All languages they are doing. I am doing for Telugu for many years.
I see. That's interesting. And Preeti, Aparna, how about you?
As I started my career in ETV Marathi, so translating a news field was very much part of our work. So I started translation from there.
Okay, so my question to everyone is, did you learn it anywhere? For example, like Mr. Shastri said, he learned.
No. I didn't take any formal training.
Formal training, yes.
Yeah, I have done my master's in German, so we had the translation was one of the subjects, right? So for both the years there was this subject. So maybe if you call it kind of a training, so yeah, that much was included. But apart from that, no proper like separately, I haven't done anything for translation.
So I think once you do masters, you are grilled already.
Yeah, that's true.
Exactly, yeah.
That is training enough, correct.
Yeah.
So then how did you all decide to take up translation? I mean, why not teaching, or why not, join some other company or something like that? I think you joined a company, right, Volkswagen?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, I started, I am also an engineer. I'm BE electrical basically. So, okay. But the German language, the inclination towards German language was very strong. So during my engineering only, I started with that. And fortunately, I landed in this job at Volkswagen. I was working as a technical translator over there for around 2 years, and then I started that journey. So for me, translation has always been a part of my life with something else. Like with my corporate life, translation was there. Then after that, again with teaching, also translation has been there. So like this, it has been a mix. Yeah.
Yes. Mr. Gopal, how about you? I mean, why not other things?
Well, ma'am, what happened was, frankly, if you ask me, translation is not something that gives me the kicks, as if you may permit me to say. In the year 2011, when I had finished my MA, I finished it in 2010. Because of one of my teachers wanted me to teach, entry-level students of BBA, that was travel and tourism in Goa, because tourism is one of the major industries. We have BBAs in travel and tourism. So I took up a job, not because I was like to teach, but I took up a job to teach in BBA in Goa. I taught for 1 year, but then suddenly I landed up into a live on-site interpretation job. Now, this was for a company called ThyssenKrupp, a German multinational, Preeti will know. But they were setting up a line of machinery. The machinery was stripped from France and brought into India, and they were setting up an entire line of machinery for machining of crankshafts. So it was a long job, and it was a little difficult because I had to stay there continuously. But I somehow managed with just 1 or 2 trips to Goa during a period of about 5 months. Now, an interpretation job, on-site job, is a really challenging and a dynamic because I had to speak in 4 languages. One is Portuguese, 2 Brazilians who were technicians and engineers who had come down. Only a few spoke English. The engineers spoke, but the technicians didn't speak any word of English. So for me, it was a very tough and challenging because the timeline was also very, 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 and we could achieve what we wanted during that timeline. Now, interpretation in 4 languages, as you know, the local, especially the people in housekeeping and things like that, they spoke only Marathi, it being the local language in Nasik. Now, there were contractors, especially Keralites, who, I don't know Malayalam, but who spoke Hindi, and they didn't speak Marathi. Now, of course, the recruits of the company and spoke both. I mean, if they were Maharashtrian, they spoke Marathi. They spoke Hindi if they were not Maharashtrians, and of course, they spoke English. And the Brazilians, quite a number of them spoke only Portuguese. So, to sort of tackle all these from all these directions, it was a challenging job, but I enjoyed it thoroughly. So these jobs are not many. I have retired in March this year, and since Portuguese is a language that I'm very passionate about it, and something that always brings that Portuguese was, of course, the language of Goa, official language of Goa before the liberation, before the annexation of Goa with the Union of India. So in those times, even after liberation, when I was young, we used to get the newspapers in Goa were published in the Portuguese language, and without any formal education or whatever. It always fascinated, because I grew up in a joint family, and my uncles and all were educated in the language, and they used to subscribe to such newspapers. And as a child, without any zero education, because from the day Goa became a part of India, the education shifted from Portuguese to English. So that was one thing that. So as a child, I never came to learn the language. Meaning, I never got an opportunity. But it was only after I graduated that because I had the fascination to or the passion to learn the language. I have taken up 5 levels of CEFR, 3 in Goa with teachers coming from Portugal, and 2 levels B2 and C1 I have done in the University of Lisbon, Faculty of Arts, Department of Literature and Culture, Language and Culture in the old University of Lisbon, because now there is also a new University of Lisbon.
So,
and of course, it all culminated with my master's in Portuguese literature and culture from Goa University.
That's wonderful. So interpretation is, coming out of your comfort zone, because you don't have a laptop, you don't have a dictionary at hand, right?
No, and things are dynamic. You see, every second the things change. So it's very, very challenging, and that is what at least gives me the kicks, If you permit me to say the kicks. Nasha.
Nasha. So what is the kick for you, Preeti and Mr. Shastri and also Aparna?
Yes, wait.
Interpretation, definitely. Yeah. I have done when I was in Volkswagen, that there were times when we used to have meetings and my boss used to sit in front of me and there were German speaking. And then I used to and obviously it used to be technical because automobile and technical. So but as Sir said, Gopal Sir said, so definitely that really gives you the kick, and that's the best feeling, the best use of language that you do when you learn a new language, and yeah, that's the best thing. Even I agree with Gopal.
Your cultural knowledge, then your German, any language vocabulary.
Exactly.
And how to handle people also we have to learn quickly.
Correct.
Aparna, you are
while I was working in ETV, I realized that more than news, I'm enjoying translation and I'm more enjoying language. So I thought news is not the field for me. I won't be able to do it for my life. So I decided to get into translation and language industry.
Yeah, anyway, private media is being blamed now a lot. So better not be there.
Actually, news taught me different subjects, and it gave me in-depth knowledge of different topics, subjects, language in that sense. But that was not field for me.
Certainly.
I enjoy translation more.
Okay. So, we are in this COVID scenario just now. The situation is really grim worldwide. So what difference do you notice, pre-COVID? COVID is not over yet, still pre-COVID, post-COVID, or during COVID, we will say. How is the translation scenario just now, or content writing also, or subtitling? Has it affected the business, or how is the situation just now?
2020-21, madam, I was speaking. 1920 was very good business. 2021, very moderate. This from April, zero, nothing happened. But as far as my case concerned, 1920, I made 3.26 lakhs business. I paid tax for that amount. That is called, what you mean, TDS. This amount is 3.26 lakhs, 1920. 2021, hardly about 1.5 lakhs. Yet I want to see 2021, 22, no business. So every year, for 2 years, I don't know when does it come up to grow up. Very with this one, difficult days are there. Difficult days.
Okay. And how about the others? What is your experience?
My experience is that from other industries, I didn't get work, but from medical industry and government communication, the workflow is very good and I'm getting good work. So in medical field or clinical research documents, the work has grown exponentially. So it's good.
So this technology has been changing continuously, right? And all of us have been using CAT tools. So are you also using them?
I am, unfortunately, madam, I have not used any CAT tools for translation. But would like to do it as since I have the time now. So I would also like to keep myself abreast with tools like CAT and things like that. Well, the only session that I have attended, as you know, was when you were in Goa. This was in 2018, Rian.io. But if there are any such sessions and good CAT this that you would like to suggest, I am open to it.
Okay. Mr. Shastri.
I have got some offers from many clients regarding CAT and MT, but other asks no Google translation. There are two varieties. One, a set of clients want no Google translation. Other few MTR CAT and ask which tools you are using. But I don't use, but I am doing for Prabandhak, SmartCat and .SDR. I am doing besides general translation, manual translation.
So
But
can you tell .SDR?
SDR for some specifically asks some clients, I give them. Otherwise, Prabandhak is I am doing, SmartCat I am doing. They want that 3 or 4 clients like that. They want that. Because they supply it very easy for me also, doing Prabandhak and SmartCat. And SDR also, step by step, sentence by sentence, that good. But CAT I don't know, MT also I don't know.
Okay.
And I don't know.
Yeah.
I've used WordFast, Trados, Prabandhak, Rian, and SmartCat, XTM. I have used all of them. For my daily work, I don't use any particular CAT tool, as I use it as per the requirement of the client. So, but I have used all of them.
Okay, but you have used quite a variety of tools. I'm really
Yes.
That's really nice. So that gives you a hands-on experience on each. So whatever client wants, we can give.
Yeah.
And Preeti?
No, ma'am. I also haven't used any such tools. So when I was in Volkswagen, we had one of the translators for our help. I mean, one translation platform. But yeah, only for the technical words then. Apart from that, it was on my own only. So no specific tools or such were used for translation.
But we must all admit that the technology is taking translation to a next level, right?
Definitely.
So there is a lot of CAT tools being used. That's true.
I would like to add something here, Lalita, if you allow, if we have
Yes.
time. This is really surprising to see that in this age also, when I started working, I've been using Trados since ages, I think. So maybe, I got the version when since 3.5, I have been updating. I started with 3.5, probably because it was my client's requirement. That's the reason the one client insisted that you purchase this and I will ensure that you recover this money in a month's time. So it was too much of an investment at that time. But I feel it's really creditable even in today's age. We have translators, even Preeti. I thought, Volkswagen, since you're working with them, they must have introduced you and then you must be working, because the younger generation people are going for CAT tools. But I don't know, it's a very different, for me also, it's a very different kind of people that we are meeting. It's a good thing actually, because yes, you do rely more on your creative skills, I think, for this.
Correct.
I have one point to add, but CAT tools, this is my experience. They are more useful when the content is more repetitive, like in medical field or
correct.
Field. But for
Technical field.
content,
Right.
isn't any option of CAT.
Yes, that's why I said you people are mostly working with creative content. Maybe Preeti, you're working more with technical, I think.
Technical, yeah. I was.
You were, yes, right, yeah.
So I would like to hear from you, everyone, what kind of content you're working on. Like it could be subtitling or translation. So for example, Aparna mentioned she is doing more of medical and government documentation.
Since last year, it's more medical work.
Correct. And Preeti, you must be handling technical documents, right?
Yes, technical documents, yeah, and a little bit of legal also was done, and not much, so not a very varied experience till now. So these two fields.
I also take up subtitling jobs. Last year I subtitled Gulabo Sitabo movie for So,
Wow. Awesome.
nice experience.
Good, you get to see the movies early.
No, the video was embargoed. So,
Oh.
so they gave me just for dialogues, they gave me codes for female F and for male M. So the video wasn't released before. It was
Okay.
I didn't get to see the movie before subtitling, but yes, I worked on that project.
Great. So, apart from the SRT files for subtitling?
For this project, I got a Word file only.
Acha, okay. So it depends on the client.
Coding with time coding.
So, Mr. Gopal, you must have done technical translations, right?
One thing that I would like to tell here is that in Nasik, I worked with Brazilians, and it was for the first time that I interacted with Brazilian Portuguese, meaning with Brazilians, and their Portuguese is a little different in the sense, both in the way they pronounce it, and many of the terms that they use are also different. But so it's nice. Although the language is the same, you get to know new content, and it was a very good experience, very challenging, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. So frankly, I am looking at translation now because I am retired and I have the time. Right now, I'm working with some students of MPhil and PhD in the Goa University Department of Latin American Studies. So it's more about feminism groups and constitutional changes that were brought in Brazil and things like that.
That's interesting.
So I am working as a freelancer, but the this is very limited. I had taken it up because there was no time constraint. So that is how I landed up into taking up that translation. But although given the choice between interpretation and translation, I would choose interpretation.
Yes, we know that.
Madam, I want to add a few words.
Yes.
You asked first about training in translation, any training or qualification. Now, I would like to inform you others might be knowing that in Mysore, Regional Institute, now called Institute of Indian Foreign Languages, it is conducting a free course, 3 weeks course for translation. Free, absolutely free, boarding, lodging, expenditure, because I got 2 times offer. I could not go for it. Even for Bengaluru to Mysore, train fare, full free accommodation, free food for 3 weeks. But might be knowing, if I will send you the details.
Telugu, right?
In Mysore.
Thank you.
Telugu language. Is it?
Sure, Telugu, ma'am. Telugu.
Okay.
Telugu to English,
Yeah.
English, Telugu, Kannada to English.
Okay.
And translation, content writing.
Thank you so much for sharing this information. This is really helpful, and we will definitely spread the word. And now, Mr. Shastri, I would like to, understand how many genres or how many types of translation work or subtitling work you have done. I'm sure you have done so much work already.
Madam, a few English films, about a dozen English films, Hollywood films, and Telugu innumerable. I've written some books also in Telugu literature. I translated to this one legal documents. These were legal documents.
Okay.
So many industries have purchased lands in Andhra Pradesh. There, this one is regional legal documents are in Telugu. They want to go to for court. So I have a regular business. This one, each 50, 60 pages like that, hundreds of documents. So like this one, legal documents or land records, the sub-registrar office. That is main this one, madam. Otherwise, also I have given you education, law, and whatnot. This one. Basically, I am a mechanical engineer.
Oh, okay.
Basically, student days, I am studying government politics in Anantapur, Andhra. Student days, I was running a magazine. When I was a student, third year student, I was running a magazine. About 5,000 copies of selling.
Oh,
68. It was one of the wonders is the magazine was available on India in all railway stations because I tie up with Higgin Bottoms. They were taking about 3,000 copies. Unsold copies, they would cut the title and sending me back. Otherwise, they were sending me money order. So from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, most of the stations selling my magazine. So I got inspired with that and I came to journalism. That is actually how it happened. This seed was in college days.
Okay.
So I became a journalist. And that's translator.
Yes, thank you, sir. Yeah. So, and Rasika, I think you were mostly involved in technical translations.
Yes, I started out with a job actually as a technical translator. With then it was Manasman Dematic, and now it is DMAC Cranes and Components. So I did this job for maybe hardly 1.5 years, and then I realized that there was more work in freelance industry, and I was lucky to be a part of a generation where there was not so much of saturation. And Pune was really it was becoming a big hub. There were many multinationals coming in, and then work just. I am really glad to say that I started my work with Sandeep as a freelancer with bits, yeah. So that's how I started, and then work just started coming in so much that I used to work Monday to Friday in the company, and Saturday, Sunday I was working as a freelancer. So then it just started getting out of hand. So I quit my job and I started as a freelancer. So yes, I started mainly as a technical and mechanical translator because there was too much work in that field. But I eventually moved on to legal as well. And it was like Sir said, legal started giving me that kick, to be honest, because the sentences would be like a paragraph, one sentence would be this big, and then you have the word at the end where you just have to figure out. It was just giving me that whole, it was very interesting. So, but I have, yeah. And I have done a lot of software, SAP translations. Then I have done a lot of English to German as well. I have translated complete softwares for a few companies from English to German. Of course, I would get it proofread, but I realized that I could. It was acceptable, at least for the internal use, because it is very challenging if you are not a native speaker. And I tried my hand at medical, but that was one thing I never really liked, to be honest. I mean, I didn't somehow get used to it. I was not happy. Yeah. But otherwise, yes, mainly technical, and eventually it moved on to the literary stuff as my dance side grew. Then I started translating for my dance productions, translating books from English to Marathi, sometimes Hindi as well. But I have not done Hindi and Marathi translations on a commercial basis. I do that mainly for my dance work.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Nice to know. Even like Mr. Gopal said, I get a kick with medical and legal German to English translations.
Yeah. I think you just have to identify that area, what you are comfortable, and not just comfortable, you feel like working, you get that passionate feeling when you work with it. So.
And I keep on trying my hand on literary translations, but it doesn't suit my personality, or I don't know. I can't do it. Let's just put it simply.
Madam, I would like to know how CITLAB has come into picture, come into this existence. Some background of CITLAB, how it was made, what was the idea behind it, what made it to come up. Just a few sentences.
Sure, yes. Rasika, you want to?
No, I think you should start with it because you have been associated with CITLAB for a longer period. So maybe initial stage you can talk about it.
So, sir, CITLAB, it was formed by Sandeep and other founder members. The idea is to get together all the translators and interpreters that are present in India. And India specifically, not globally. Because, you can see that there are many associations or confederations in Australia, Europe or America, or even Far East, but there is no such association or confederation in India. So Sandeep Nulkar, the president of CITLAB, so he has it in mind that we must get everyone together on a common platform, so that he can speak, or he can how should I say? How should I put it? He can work towards it that the translators and interpreters get their proper say money, or get proper work, from the government, or even from other companies. So work can come from anywhere, from India or from outside, but the translators and interpreters in India have to be united.
So to add to this, the main idea is also to reach a standardization, because with respect to rates, with respect to the quality of work, now this whole TEP thing is so much in process in the outside countries, which has somehow not caught on so much in India. So like Sir said, Shastri Sir mentioned about the work scene. So one reason is, yes, there is the pandemic is one reason, but as a translator, I have been observing, especially in this field of foreign languages with German, French, that in the past 2 to 3 years, a lot of work from India has been taken away and it is being diverted to foreign countries like UK mainly. And I had some foreign clients from whom I learned that the reason for this was this whole change of procedure, the TEP thing, translation, editing, and proofreading, which they ask, it's like a standard procedure. So, okay, is your rate inclusive of the TEP? Which is something that the Indian market has not yet got used to, even the clients, because they are not used to paying so much. Yeah, in the field of technical translation. I'm specifically talking from the point of view of corporate translations, not the literary field. So technical and legal. And this is what we even discussed during our West Zone meet, Lalita, if you remember. This topic came up. So this whole idea, Sunil had mentioned this, Mr. Sunil Kulkarni. So this whole thing has to be, the scene has to change. So the long-term objective of CITLOG is also to get this standard procedure regulated so that work will flow more into India. And then, yes, we all are connected, networked on one platform under CITLOG. So a lot of interactions, and eventually this will also streamline the work. So which is just scattered, and a lot of youngsters who are coming in are doing work at a low quality, low rates. So all this has to change for the translation industry in India. So that is also one of the major objectives of CITLOG. So hopefully we all can do this in the
Yes, we work towards it. Mr. Khatri was just mentioning to me, Rasika, that he will spread the word about CITLOG to his other colleagues also.
Okay. Yes, that would be really great.
Great. So there is one last point I wanted to ask everyone. So what is your understanding of this industry, language industry as such? So I would like to, hear everyone's perspective. Like everyone has his own perspective or understanding. So Preeti, we can start from you.
Yes, thank you so much for starting with me. So, yeah, for me, language has been my passion. So that's why I consider it to be a very, what do we say? A very wide range of opportunities we can get through the languages. Okay, so I think that it's not only about the translation, it's not only about teaching or something like that, but a language can really develop you, and language can take you places as well. So that's why some people, they do not consider languages to be a very good line of career, so to say. But in these days you can see that it is proving to be a very good opportunity, or it is proving to be a very good line of career. And even at this moment, if I just tell you in 1 minute, like about me, that I have left my job, the corporate job that I was doing at Volkswagen, and I've started, because of the interest in teaching, I've started teaching. Right now also, being at home, I'm so busy that I can, now this you can understand, that this is the magic of the language that you can have. So yeah,
Right.
that gives the satisfaction, and yes, that is the spirit of the language. Yeah.
Great.
That is what I think. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
Almost all major companies or industries present in India, now they want their products and services to deliver to clients in their respective languages. So the role of our industry, translation or localization industry, is very important. And so there are a lot of opportunities, and there is a lot of work that we can do.
Very well put. Very well put. Yes.
Madam,
Like,
I endorse the statement of Aparna, because there is no depth of work, depth
That's
of translation works.
That's
Because
true.
English domination is reduced and regional languages are coming up. Rural population also interested to know many things. So much opportunity for all the Indian languages. So no depth. Provided a translator should be thorough with all the domains. I can do only one, I can do only this. That's not possible. He cannot come up. I can do only English to this one, technical or medical, or as you told some of you, not possible. All domains. That is no depth of work. So much work is available. No, work can do as full time also. Full time also. I agree with point.
that's a very good point, that we should be open to all kinds of work. Nothing specific. That's good.
That's true.
And Mr.
So our news are shortcut. If only one thing. So if you want detail one, so expand the domains. Expand domains.
Okay, great. And Mr. Gopal?
As I told you earlier, I had taken up the work of these MPhil and PhD students, because the work was not time bound. Meaning it gave me the time whenever I got to do the translation. But right now I am looking at it as an option, because I have much more time. But it is the passion for the language at the end of the day that drives you to take up different challenges. They will come in different forms. And as Preeti said, languages will not only take you, will take you places, and that's how you come to know the language and the culture better of that place. You see.
Correct.
I would like to share a few points of my personal opinion, madam. The thing is, we are talking so much about translation today. We got so many platforms, so many we are talking, everybody talking, this one India, international, this and that. But I am very much indebted to those sages like Veda Vyasa and Valmiki, who has given their works in Sanskrit. And it has been translated to all languages. I don't know about much of other languages. Telugu is concerned, 1,002 years back. Mahabharata was translated into that is first this one. Tamil is more, 2,000 years I think so, Kamaravan like that. In Telugu, 1,002 years back translated. That translation started about 10 centuries back, 10, 12 centuries back. We are trying so much. But those days nobody spoke. But so many translation come. And also this one National Book Trust is there. It is translating very good work from one language to all languages. So there's something going on. Very good, really very good field, very interesting field. I think this is my opinion.
Very nice.
Can I say something, Lalita? About since you asked about the language industry, what Sir said, just mentioned, it's true. Like we started this centuries ago. But my observation as a translator is that whenever you go out and say you are not today, but I have faced this at least for the first 10 to 15 years of my career. What do you do for a living? I say I'm a translator. They don't understand what I mean. So I've always got this response. I don't know if everybody has a similar experience, but it has always saddened me that there is so much work, and especially in a country like India, there is continuous work going on in regional languages. We have translations from all foreign languages also, in Marathi, Hindi, English, Telugu, all this. But still there is no understanding amongst the common people about our profession. So, maybe in the past 5 years, the scene has changed, but I have heard this for 3/4 of my career. At the outset, people would never understand what I was doing. And whenever there was, where you had to fill a form and or even an online form, there is no option under the profession category. There is no option as a translator.
Employed. That's the only option.
Yeah, just service or employee, or just you can say profession if you are a freelancer.
No, others. Come only others.
Other, yes, other.
Others.
So, I really feel sad that language an important thing, but why is this so? I think this topic has to be taken up sometime. Why don't people understand this?
Absolutely agree with you. Even when I would tell people that I work as a linguist, so what do you exactly do?
What do you do? So there are words like, अच्छा तो मतलब आप convert करते हो एक language से दूसरे language में, तो मतलब dictionary में देख के काम करते हो. What all I have heard about it.
People
It's
don't understand the
ridiculous.
difference between translation and interpretation also.
Yeah, yeah,
They think कि सब
absolutely.
कुछ एक ही है, translation ही है.
yes.
So that also is there. Yeah, I have to say. Great.
So I'm really happy that Sitlob has been formed, because when I put this up on Facebook, on my personal WhatsApp, people were really happy that, okay, this is, so what is Sitlob going to do? And then I have been writing, I made a note, I've been writing to my personal contacts also. So it's a good way of reaching out to people to make them understand the importance of language. So
Certainly. The funniest rather
Grateful to you.
from people is, do you really do anything? So what do you do?
yeah.
So really crazy. So great. If anyone would like to add anything, otherwise we can wind up.
What about next meeting?
Sorry.
Next
Like
meeting.
have more such interactions.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have spoken to Sandeep and Asavari Tamane. Lalita, I'll update you about this. Let's plan to have an online Zoom meet with all the paid members who have
Okay.
newly joined. Yeah, because I had put that on the group. We were just working out on some formalities, but just last evening we spoke and we decided we'll have a meeting. We are also planning an event in May, so I'll put up the details soon. In that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Great. But I'm happy that you all loved being here.
Yes.
Definitely. It was,
We thank Sitlob LP for giving us this opportunity to connect each other and to get to know each other.
Yeah. Yes.
It was a good discussion.
Please
Yes,
do
indeed.
post
Thanks
reviews
a lot.
about this on the group also, if possible. If
Definitely.
Lalita is
Yes,
okay with
yes.
it, we can share a picture of our meet today, and like something will come up. If I don't know if that goes with the guidelines, our rules, if that allows, so that people will wait for the newsletter also.
So it was really wonderful to have you here, and I was so excited to meet all of you because after reading the biodata, I was more excited.
Yes, true.
We meet right people having worked in a wide variety of areas. So thank you everyone, and thank you Sid, for giving
Thank you.
Yes.
Sid. Yeah.
to coordinate and talk to all of you.
A nice meeting. Nice
Thank
people.
you so much, and
Nice.
many
Yeah.
thanks to all of you for sticking to the time. Very, very important.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Not LKG.
We used to follow deadlines.
Yes, we are all used to following deadlines. Yes.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you,
See
Lalita.
you guys. Bye. Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.